Hello, my Gemini collective. How are you doing? Gemini, are you on a twin flame journey? If so, this message is for you. We are taking a look at what is happening for those of you, for the Geminis, my Gemini collective that find themselves on a twin flame journey, spiritual journey. It is a journey of spiritual awakening. And we are going to ask Spirit to reveal to us what is happening in your dynamic during the month of August, what you should know, what you should be aware of, and we see what Spirit reveals to you. We're taking a look at what's happening with the Divine Masculine in relation to the Divine Feminine. Most of you here watching these readings, you are the Divine Feminine, because the Divine Feminine is the seeker. So we're looking at what's happening with your Divine Masculine in relation to you, what's happening in the energies. We're looking at what to expect during the month of August in your twin flame, on this twin flame journey for you. Okay, when I refer to Divine Masculine and Feminine, I'm not referring to a man or a female. I'm referring to the energy that you embody in the connection. The Divine Feminine is the positive polarity, and the Divine Masculine is the negative polarity. The Divine Masculine can be a woman, can be a man, and the Divine Feminine can be a woman, can be a man, or whatever you identify as. It's not about the gender. Okay? Right. So Gemini, to those of you who are new, I am High Priestess Elif. I'm a No Tools medium. I channel most of my message from the time that I start this video until I finish. I am channeling. Everything that I say to you is me translating the messages, the impressions, the visions, and the energy that I receive from Spirit. It's my job to translate it in a way that makes sense to you, so that's what I do. I have no judgment or bias into your story. I don't know who's coming here to watch this video. I am just the messenger. So, I give you a clear and concise story. I give it to you straight, and I tell you what Spirit wants you to know for your highest good. I always ask that you take a few deep breaths, settle into your intuition, and ask your guides and keepers to guide you through this message. To help you to know whether it is your message or not. To help you to recognize whether or not it resonates, and which part of the message resonates and which do not. Do not take anything that does not fit, that is not yours. Trust your intuition. What you focus on, you attract. And if you are going to focus on things that are not meant for you, that do not feel right for you, or that trigger negative emotion for you, you are only going to attract more blockage. That is why I say that you need to just allow yourself to do the little process to connect with your guides and keepers and to trust them. They are your guidance for all things spiritual. They help to guide you. Your intuition is your guidance system. Your emotions are your guidance system. Okay, so we are looking at what's happening in your twin flame journey. If you don't know if you're a twin flame or not, but you are feeling led to watch this video, then go ahead and watch it. See what Spirit has in store for you here. Perhaps it's something Spirit wants to reveal to you or wants you to know. You've entered a sacred space. The archangels in the north, south, east, and west have their sacred flame burning. I start my readings with a meditation, and I open a channel pathway for healing from myself to my subscribers in the area of love and relationship with yourself, most importantly, and your relationship with others. Okay. So if you have taken the time to subscribe, you allow access for that. You allow that channel to open yourself up to that channeled healing. And also, we're all in this together. You make it possible for other people who need to receive these messages to have access to them. So thank you so much. Thank you for your support. To those of you who comment, I read them all. I'm not able to respond to them all, and I don't feel all of them need a response, really. But I do validate with my energy. So thank you so much for helping this channel to grow. I appreciate you. And those of you who have taken the time to donate to my channel or to contact me for readings, Your support is sincerely appreciated. Gemini, let's see what Spirit has to say. Is happening with your person. So your person, you know this, your person struggles with depression, your person struggles with anxiety, your person struggles with themselves. But Spirit says, since you've come into their lives, the clouds have continued to lift. Even when they have the tendency to notice the clouds more than the rays of sunlight that pierces through, those rays are so bright that it almost blinds their eyes. They cannot ignore it for too long. A light has come into their lives. Spirit lets me know for Gemini, this connection, you didn't actually have the opportunity to sort of take off. You guys were still friends, but let's be honest, twin flames can never really be friends. Even when you try and keep it platonic, even when you call it a friendship, everybody knows, because the energy is so obvious. Everybody knows that these are people who have a deep romantic connection, deep emotional connection, deep love for one another, deep appreciation for one another. So it felt like more, but in the 3D aspect of relationship, you guys didn't actually do the relationship stuff for most of you here. Some of you did, but you still called it a friendship. You didn't actually you didn't actually make the decision together to actually commit and be in a relationship. You both were not ready for that yet. It was not yet time. The hope was there for it, but it was not yet time. Now, I see that this divine masculine is going to reach out to you. It might be through somebody else, but they might write a letter, they might write an email, some sort of message that they're going to get to you, and it's going to be an emotional message, a message in which they are going to express their emotions. It is probably going to be a message that contains more, that is more about how sad they were about everything that went wrong and the great losses they've experienced, just so that you can know where they're at. It might not be, hey, you're the one, I want to spend my life with you. I was so, twin flames, because you're the positive polarity and you constantly awakening on a conscious level. It hits you what's happening, you know what's happening in the connection. The divine feminine has a tendency to hope and to wait for the masculine to come around and validate that and say, hey, I realized that this is what this is and this happened and I had this dream and I knew exactly what it was. To have this deep, intuitive insight into what is happening in the connection. And that it's not going to happen like that, not for most of you. For most of you, it's going to be a desire, an energy pull, because it's about energy, to come towards you, to express where they are at, to express themselves emotionally. And if you have a tendency to think, oh, well, why are they telling me all of this? This doesn't really mean anything to me, because they're not telling me they love me and they want to move across the world to be with me or whatever. They're not making any sort of grand gesture the way that people do in the movies when they're in love. Come on, guys, this is real life. And then you take away from the fact that it takes so much for someone to open up to another person emotionally, especially someone that tends to be in their heads a lot and is more rational and more practical and not intuitively led the way that you are. And a lot of time the divine feminine has the tendency to do that, to take away from the value of what is happening because it's not what they expected. Release the expectations. Expectations are rooted in ego. Allow yourself to align, and when this message comes through, if you're not in that space, don't open it. Go and meditate. Allow yourself to go into your Zen, to become one with your soul, to release the part of you that is so incredibly human and ego and all those constructs, and what you focus on as action and all these reality-based things. Allow yourself to align with Source, to become one with your soul, and then read it so that you can do it from a place of love and openness. Because this masculine has had a really rough time. It wasn't easy for them, even though that's what maybe the impression that they've wanted to give everybody. They're going to express to you how challenging it's been. And Spirit says many of you are going to be like, oh my God, everything's always about you. This has been horrible for me. You're the one that made the stupid decision. That's ego, guys. It's okay that we have the tendency to do that, but let's see it for what it is. Let's see it and say to ourselves, I feel this way and my feelings are valid, but I get to choose if I'm going to allow it to be the dominant energy for me right now. Let me see it for what it is, and it's about being aware. It's about witnessing your thoughts and to see that, okay, this is ego. What is beneath that? What does my soul say? What does my heart say? And what am I going to choose to go with here? Okay, so Gemini, let's take a look and see what Spirit wants you to know during this month in this twin flame dynamic. There's been a lot of loss, guys. You've lost, they've also closed off relationships and situations that they thought were very important, and they did this. And they might not come out and say, I did it for you, but they're going to come and say, I did it and it was painful. And you need to hear. You need to hear beyond the words. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. There's a lot of passion here. There's a lot of passion. There is a lot of the old that has completely been destroyed, and there is this sudden igniting of deep passion between the two of you that you have become aware of. This desire to be with this person again the way you once did before a lot of things happened. There is this pull. And this masculine has this new inspired action that this masculine wants to take towards you. Because choices that needed to be made are finally being made. This masculine wanted to take this leap of faith with you a long time ago, but something hindered them. Obviously, there was still some growth that needed to take place. There was also the need to establish independence, emotional independence. Now, there were also some social constructs that your person was very concerned with. And what Spirit wants me to say to you is, whether you want to admit it or not, you too. Because you didn't like looking like a fool. And you were worried, what does this look like? It doesn't look like this person is. What does it look like? It doesn't look like he's serious. It doesn't look like he's taking action. It doesn't look like, this will sound familiar to you because this is what you thought a lot. And you don't realize that you were doing that thing that we do sometimes, where we don't focus on what is because we're so busy focusing on what things look like. And that is there's an opportunity for you guys to come out of that energy completely. Now, someone here, some of you are going to have the tendency to use your head over your heart because you've told yourself you need to protect yourself when it comes to this person. I've already revealed it to you. In them reaching out to you, your natural instinct is going to be to criticize it. It's not what I want. Is it real? Can I trust it? That's exactly what I was talking about. Your head. If you've decided that you need to rely on your head when it comes to matters of the heart, then you've already lost. And I understand that we do this when we go through trauma and pain. And it's okay that we make that decision to help us get through it, but we need to make a different decision when we realize that we're at a different place in our life. Because if you make the decision to allow your mind to be dominant in the area of romance and love, then what you're ultimately doing is making the decision to abstain from love and romance. That would be the best thing for you to do then, for you and anybody else that is interested in pursuing you. Don't open yourself up to relationship and then allow your mind, which is your ego construct, to be dominant, because you'll have the same things happen over and over. It means you are not yet ready. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's this picture that we have about life and love and what makes us successful and what should bring us fulfillment. And it's bullshit, guys. You are all you need. You are all you will ever need. And everything else you get to have, whatever else you want to add to your journey through this life experience. But if you are not enough for you, if there is a sense of emptiness and loneliness and something being missing when you are by yourself, then you haven't met with yourself adequately yet. And nobody outside of you is going to be enough until you do that. That is what this is about. Gaining new perspectives. Have you gained the perspectives that you were put in a position, a blessed position, to gain? New ways of looking at things, new ways of looking at yourself, new ways of looking at love, moving away from the rigid black and white concept of what love and relationship is. That's what this has come to challenge you to do. This divine masculine wants reunion with you. The divine masculine sees you as a soulmate. They know that there's a deep soul connection with you, and that is what they want back. You know that you felt dissatisfied with how a lot of things went. Are you going to allow dissatisfaction to weigh on your shoulders and to be your expectation moving forward, because what you expect is what you're going to attract? Or are you going to allow that to be your point of growth? The divine masculine has not been satisfied with the choices that they've made. They went after stability, they went after finances, they went after money, and it didn't come. Because what we don't realize is that it's not these separate aspects of life. Actually, everything, your relationship with money is symbolic of your personal currency. It's symbolic of an aspect of relationship with yourself. Your relationship, your concept and your beliefs about relationship in love and romance is symbolic of your intuition. What you are willing to, it's symbolic of your faith. It's symbolic of your ability to surrender and to release what doesn't serve. To be greater than your fears. In fact, to not give energy to them. Everything in our life experience is in essence symbolic. Everything outside of you is symbolic of what is happening inside your relationship with yourself. And so there was no way, even though I can see for this divine masculine, there is so much abundance out there. This is a very talented person, you know this. But the blockage is that you cannot pursue money and stability externally in the material and hope that it'll then solidify that stability inwards. It doesn't work that way. The stability, you have to be tuned into stability without the money, and then the money comes. It sounds like a big mess, because many people say, well, how am I ever going to get there? Because I need the money to feel stable and to feel happy. Well, then we can have conversations with the many people who have had loads and loads of money and lost it, or they didn't. They have it and they're not happy, and they still never have enough, because it doesn't work that way, guys. Everything flows into your life based on what your state is. You have to have that state of stability, that state of well-being, that state of valuing, having a high value personal currency, so that that currency externally, the money outside of you, can flow into your life. This is a talented divine masculine, and you are very, very talented in your own right too, in different ways. This is a beautiful yin and yang combination, and you've ignited and awakened them to a lot. And even though they've struggled with this and things have been stagnant, they cannot deny that so much growth and breakthrough has come into their life since you've entered it. This divine masculine is ready to build the empire that they know they've come here to build. In order to do that, they've had to release what they thought they built and what they were very invested in. And the stubbornness, wanting to do things my way, well, there's nothing wrong with that. You get to do things your way, but sometimes when you do things your way, you get hurt a little bit more, which just helps you to confirm that maybe that's not the way I want to do it. I actually want to try the other way. And that's what happened here with this divine masculine. This divine masculine thought that they were stuck, and they realized that they were not, that they could have set themselves free a long time ago. But they you know, your time is your time. And timing is everything. Timing is everything. Yeah, I was wondering where the tower was here because I kept picking up the tower. Towers had to fall here, guys, for this masculine to get to where they are. And this masculine's been watching you and seeing how well you're doing, and that you've carried on with your life and that you've continued doing what you need to do. Some of you watching this reading, your person is a Gemini, your divine masculine is a Gemini, and you are a fire sign. That is what Spirit's showing me. Some of you are the Gemini on the twin flame journey, and your person is a fire sign. Okay, so that is your reading, guys. That is what Spirit wants you to know. That is where you can start focusing your energy and doing your work. Some of you still have work to do, and you know this after listening to this reading. But there's definite communication coming in for many, many of you from a very wounded warrior. Love and light to you all. Do what is best for you. We give thanks to our guides and keepers, to the twin flame guides and keepers, for bringing us these messages. And I trust that they serve your highest good and they've brought you the insight that you need, Gemini. For those of you interested in a personal reading, you're welcome to contact me. My email is in the description box below. I wish you well to all my twin flames during this month, and I will chat to you guys once again, bringing you messages next time. Love and light. Take care.